everything that you need to play Minecraft Factions in 2023. Let's go. So firstly, as you can tell, we're currently on Discord in the Discord of discord.gg/alpine. It is the best client out there for the higher versions 1.18 and above. So to go ahead and join the Discord, the link will be down below in the description. Go ahead and join it, click on download, click onto their website, go ahead and load up their website. It takes you directly to the download page. So whatever platform you have, Windows, a Mac, or a Linux, go ahead and click on whatever one, go ahead and run the program and load up Minecraft. So you guys can see it, we've loaded up, we're on the main menu. We went ahead and logged into our account up here in the top left. Now if we go ahead and click on multiplayer, the faction server we're actually playing on is Hxroic.mc-complex.com. So let's actually go ahead and load straight into it. MCComplex is actually the top faction server out there for 1.18 and above. It is Java and Bedrock compatible, and we are actually on here announcing the very next season is releasing this Friday, August 4th at 5 p.m. EST. This season is going to be absolutely massive. We're expecting 400 to 500 players. There is a ton of factions that have already signed up and confirmed that they are playing. It's gonna be a ton of fun. You guys do not want to miss out. Definitely go ahead and hop on. It is a 6-week season. You guys can start literally anytime you want and still compete to be one of the richest factions or richest players on the entire server. So something that I really want to go ahead and talk about is the cannoning differences from 1.8 to 1.18. So MCComplex actually has something called parity. So it is pretty much 1.8 mechanics but on 1.18 version. There's a couple of changes in there with the jar, of course, making some patches, trying to optimize everything. But right now we have one of the top cannons loaded up on the entire server. It's actually a 383 stacker. And now blocks wise, the only differences is actually in the wiring. As you guys can see, observers are used instead of redstone and redstone repeaters. And of course we have our barrel right here. You guys can see it is actually scaffolding barrels instead of using cobwebs like on 1.8, because on 1.18 you can actually swim through the cobwebs. So you obviously don't want an enemy faction swimming into your cannon. So you pretty much use scaffolding. They can actually go up through the scaffolding, but they literally cannot swim down into it. So there's no way for an enemy faction to get into your cannon. And now of course there is some mechanic differences. I'm not a cannoner myself, but the server is doing their absolute best to go ahead and make sure cannoning is perfect for the very next season. So this is something definitely you guys do not have to worry about it. The principles are practically the same. You adjust the cannon the exact same way. You still have a power, sand comp, hammer. A lot of it is the same as 1.8. Now on MCComplex, a ton of PvP happens throughout the entire season. So I want to go ahead and actually show off the war zone as well as the dark zone. The dark zone is the #1 way to make money, spawners, enchants, everything that you need on the entire server. So if we go ahead and drop down into the war zone directly under spawn, you guys can see dark zone entrance crystals that actually take you directly to the dark zone to go ahead and get a bunch of really overpowered items. So as you guys can see, the dark zone is absolutely massive, and this is actually a point where PvP is enabled. There's a bunch of iron golems, treasure goblins, lost explorers, and even gas that drop massive rewards every single time that you kill them. So PvP is happening literally the entire season throughout the dark zone. Bro, what is that thing? Oh my god, you are hideous, brother. So now to go ahead and get out of the dark zone, all you got to use is actually one of these crystals. Once again, dark zone exit. That should go ahead and take you to spawn, and there we are, back into the war zone, back into PvP, where anybody can kill you. So PvP is literally a constant on the server. So now to go ahead and go alongside that, if we go ahead and open up our inventory, there is a bunch of custom armor sets and custom textures on the server. So if we go ahead and throw on the latest release celestial armor, and we go ahead and flip around, you guys can see we look absolutely badass. And now every single one of these custom armor pieces actually has their own rare enchant that only goes on that certain armor piece. So for example, for the celestial armor set, the boots have sonic boots, the leggings have overdrive, the chest plate has supernova, and the helmet has omnipotence. Now every single one of these armor sets has their own enchants as well. They all have their own special abilities. So now for example, we currently have got overdrive 3 on our leggings with the celestial leggings. Now if we go ahead and hold shift, you guys can see we get a massive speed boost, and it actually lasts for 8 more seconds, which is a super cool custom enchant as well. Only can get it on the celestial leggings. There's also custom enchants that go on the weapons, pickaxes, hoes. So here we have the Imperial Sword, and it has Honorable Blade 1. If we go ahead and shift right click, you guys can see it goes ahead and sends me forward in a little dash, and you can literally use it every single minute. Now if we actually go ahead and do /CE really quickly, right here in the middle, crate exclusive runes, let's go ahead and shows all of the seasonal armor from literally every season of MCComplex. And I am very proud to go ahead and announce on Star of the World for Factions, the 12th one will be releasing, and we actually do have it in our inventory. If I go ahead and throw it on, and if we flip around, this is the brand new Voltage armor set releasing on start of the world. Nobody's actually seen this yet before. This is actually a spoiler right here in this video, the Voltage armor set. Now, all of these seasonal armor items are actually super rare on the server. If you go ahead and acquire one, you'll literally be one of the richest players on the entire server. You can use them for PvP, you can sell them because they go for a ton of money as well. And now, besides these custom armor abilities on every single piece of armor, there is also normal custom enchants. So if we go ahead and do /CE once again, there is mythical runes, legendary runes, rare runes, and common runes as well. So if we go ahead and right click the mythicals, for example, there's Iron Lungs, which gives permanent water breathing. There's extra padding, which is basically like health boost, gives you a couple extra hearts. And there's also a bunch of enchants specifically designed to go ahead and help you guys make a bunch of money and fast. So for example, there's Greenhouse 5, crops near you will grow a lot faster. There's Greedy Greens, which actually allows you to sell crops for more money than intended. Herbalist has a chance to double the amount of crops that you harvest. And if we go ahead and check out, there is a bunch of legendary ones, a bunch of rare ones, and a bunch of common ones as well. It is not the exact same copy and paste enchants that you see on literally every other server. They are completely custom, only Complex has them. So now something else that is super cool about this server is actually 1.18 version, but the PvP is 1.8. If we go ahead and start clicking, you guys can see there's literally no cooldown. There are no shields or anything like that. It is 1.8 PvP. So if you guys are good at PvP on 1.8, you'll definitely be good at PvP as well on here. So we went ahead and created a duel. I just want to go ahead and show you guys the PvP on here is so smooth. We go ahead and you guys can see there's literally no cooldown when we're clicking. Pots work completely fine. There is no shields or anything like that. It is straight up pot PvP. There is gapples, but there is on a cooldown, so you don't really got to worry about that. And this dude is getting absolutely tossed. Oh my god. So now that we've showed you cannoning, we've showed you PvP, I do want to go ahead and show you guys a base as well. We are currently on top of the base of the #1 faction with over $1.6 billion worth of value. You're actually allowed 2 different bases on the server. This is just one of them, but you guys can see it is protected by a ton of walls. It is 10 chunk buffers, but you guys can craft up any type of defenses you want besides 45 regens. Those are toxic. But for example, this is Cope's base. This is their design. They got a couple straight walls. They've got a check sand wall, and they've got mine chats. Then they've got pillars, vertical filters, more pillars, vertical filters, more pillars, and then 4 different types of these little 1x1s. And then finally their base right in here. You guys can see all of their iron golems. They got 4 different iron golem boxes in total with a ton more value than any other faction on the entire server. And if you guys haven't watched my solo series, I also did go ahead and show you guys how to make a bunch of the defenses there. I will also link a video down below where I specifically go over every single type of regens factions has. So go ahead and help you guys learn just a little bit as well. So now something super custom that the server actually has as well, since it is a 6-week map, they don't want the F-top #1 faction literally getting a bunch of the top spawners right off start of the world. So there is a spawner grinding system, kind of like Psycho PvP if you remember it back in the day, with the certain head system. This system is pretty much just a kill system, and it works as an entire faction in general. And I believe once TNT enables, it completely disappears in total. You guys can see tier 1 through 10. The final tier is Evoker and Wither Skeleton spawners, but it takes a ton of mob kills to go ahead and grind your way there. So if we go ahead and go into the shop, Creeper spawners unlock at tier 4. They cost about $90,000 each. And then Iron Golems, the best spawner for money on the server as well, unlocks at tier 8 at 1.3 million basically for every single one as well. So this is how the top factions end up with only like $1 billion on the end of the world instead of $1 billion in a day. So now to go ahead and go alongside that, if you guys do want to go ahead and make a base on the server, there is a command called /F corner. You guys can see there is literally so many different corners unclaimed that you can hop on and definitely find an unclaimed corner to go ahead and make your base. Because we go ahead and check out /RTP really quickly, there's 5 different worlds. And each world has an end world, a nether, as well as an overworld. So that being said, there is plenty of room to go ahead and find and hide your bases, which is definitely beneficial for the smaller factions. And now the payouts for the end of season: first place $300 store voucher, a seasonal champion tag, and you are able to go ahead and obtain any 6 items of your choice that has ever been on Complex. Second place 250, third place 200. It goes all the way down 1 through 6 get rewards. But I really don't know what else to go ahead and tell you guys. You guys are going to miss out if you do not hop on for this map. It is going to be a ton of fun joining into the competition. A bunch of factions actually recruit on Start of the World, so if you want to play with a faction, I can guarantee you'll be able to find one on Start of the World. You don't want to miss out. Hxroic.mc-complex.com, August 4th, 5 p.m. EST. You don't want to miss it. The best faction server releases a brand new map. Hop on. I'll see you guys all there. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Peace out.